Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Welcome to our live show, Tipsy Tuesday. Welcome everyone. Thank you all for being here. We are back from traveling, so very excited to be back home and giving you the show today. Of course, if you're new around here, make sure you follow our page or subscribe to our YouTube channel wherever you're watching. Make sure you interact with us throughout the show. Say hi to your friends. Tell us a little bit about yourselves and where you're tuning in from. We love to hear that. Feedback is always great, but you also want to stick around to the end of the show. We have a giveaway question at the end that you have a chance to win a $25 gift card. And of course, the best thing you can do for us, if you know somebody that would appreciate our shows and everything we have to offer, just share with them, send us to our page, and we appreciate it so much. Say hello to Mr. HP. He's of course running the show.
Hi,
as
everybody.
always, we are fresh off the plane from Iceland.
Get that out of my face. Oh.
Fresh off the plane. We
Fresh.
literally landed just hours ago and did not want to miss a week, so we are not going on a lot of sleep.
Hi, everybody.
So with the time difference change, we went to bed at, we woke up at 10:30 last night. Yeah, it's kind of a lot. But we're going to sleep well tonight.
What are we doing right now?
So we apologize. I actually caught a little bit of a cold when I was in Iceland this weekend, so my voice is a little raspy. But we had a lot of fun.
Mountains in the rain.
Yeah, we had a lot of rain. I think there was only 2 or 3 days that we didn't have rain out of the whole time.
We had a good time now.
But we had a good time. We know how to have a good time. So it's all good. But we will share more from our trip. I wasn't able to get all the photos together from those last few days of our stay, but we will. But we have some very exciting things for you today. Yes, some sneak peeks and lots of stuff to talk about. But let's start by talking about our winner from last week, our giveaway question. We did our show from Iceland. The giveaway question is National Climb a Mountain Day. Have you ever climbed or hiked a mountain? And our winner is, let's see, Mary Strudwick. Congratulations, Mary. You have won a $25 gift card. Just email us at help@gequiltdesigns.com and we'll get that gift card to you. Mary said, yes, I've hiked in the mountains and was surprised how much the high altitude bothered me. Now, that would bother me if I was in really high altitude. Now in Iceland, the highest peak in Iceland is only about 2,100 meters, so it's not that high. So we don't really have a lot of altitude problems. Maybe if you're going that high, but not the hikes that we did.
No.
They were a bit lower, so we were fine.
You still don't want to look down, though.
No, they're still scary, yes, yes. But it was a wonderful trip. Now, Portland family, Johan and Leo and parents are on their way all the way home. So it's been just a wonderful thing to spend so much time with them for such a long period of time. So we're definitely going to miss those little boys. Yeah, it's going to be weird waking up and not hearing them.
True.
Yeah, it's going to be something different. But we are going to kick it off. I switched things around a little bit. You know, our Stripologized block of the month, the free block of the month, usually is on the second Tipsy Tuesday of the month. But because we just got here, I figured let's do this one now. So it is time for my tip of the day, which is going to be our Stripologized block of the month. And this is block 8 because we're in August. So let's check it out. Welcome to the Stripologized block of the month, where we take a traditionally pieced quilt block, stripologize it using our Stripology rulers and the Master Your Stripology Rulers book. This is block number 8. make sure you go to our website and download the worksheet. It is free on our website, and that's where you will have a coloring chart and then how the block is broken down into what units, and then the 3 sizes, the 12-inch, the 9-inch, and the 6-inch block. So let's take a look at this beautiful block. So this is pretty much like we did in block 7. We have a 9 patch, so 9 pieces that are not all the same size or dimension. So you will notice right away that we have 4 flying geese here on the side, so like a traditional star point block, but in this case we have 2 different colorings for the fabric A, just like we did with block 6. So we have our background fabric, and our fabric A is 2 different ones. So for a 6-inch or for a 12-inch finished block, I need a 3 by 6-inch finished flying geese. So if we go to our chart on page 19, 3 by 6, my fabric A square is 9 inches. My fabric B square is 7.5 inches. So I have my fabric B, which is my background, my outside color. That is my 7.5. I have my 2 colors for my 9-inch. And so I want to make sure that I'm using the same color for one of my units here as I'm also going to be using for the combination units in the middle, so that color will connect. So these guys, just like we did in block number 6, we're going to cut them apart and set 2 large triangles aside because we're only going to be using half of it. So if you want to maybe possibly use the halves that you used for block 6, you absolutely can. So we're going to put together the flying geese blocks. So next up, I'm going to look at the corners. So we have half square triangles here in the corners. They are finishing for my 12-inch block at 3 inches finished, which means I make 2 at a time from 2 squares that are cut an inch larger. So I have my 4-inch background because I want that background, and then my 4-inch dark that is going to be in the corner. So these will become my half square triangles. Then let's look at that center. So this center block is consisting of 4 combination units. So combination units are found in our book on page number 10. So they are a bit tricky because if you make them the traditional way by making half square triangles first and then placing that one single square on top, cutting it apart, you will actually get mirror image unit. The coloring on those 2 are going to be opposite. But just as I taught you how you can make different colored fabrics A in a flying geese, I'm going to show you how you can easily control the positioning of this. Still use the same methods as we do and trim in the end, but we're just going to cut things apart sooner. So I have, these are going to be finishing at 3 inches each one in the block, finishing at 3 inches. So which means the 2 small triangles, you are going to need to cut them 1.5 inches larger than your finished size. So I have a 3-inch finished unit. That means I need a 4.5 inch of my 2 colors that I want here and here. So those are here. And then the large triangle, we would need 2 of them, and you will need to cut them 1 inch larger than you finish. So those are going to be 4 inches. So here are my 2 4-inch squares. So as I assemble these, instead of just cutting my units apart and sewing them back together, I'm going to do just like we did with the flying geese. I'm going to cut this apart. And because these are the 2 inside colors, and so I'm going to cut these apart actually twice. So I'm just going to turn my unit using that slit to cut them apart. And so now we have 4 small triangles. And so as you look at the sheet and look at your combination unit, make sure you are noticing where you want that placement of the color. So I know I want my dark on the side, on the right side, and a background on the left. So I will make sure to sew these together just like this, all of them the exact same way. So we're sewing together the short side. Make sure you're not sewing the long sides together, the short sides like this. So as we sew those together, you will have 4 units that are going to be looking like that. And so now you know that the positioning of the colors is the same in each one. So then you're going to take your third color, that's going to be your large triangles. You're going to do the same with these. We're just going to cut them apart once because we need that large triangle. So we cut them apart once. And now we have those large triangles. So all you have to do is sew this one to the bottom. Now it might look a little wonky and not the same size. Don't worry, once you press this, and you will be able to trim it to the size that you need. And like I said, with my block, I need them to be 3 inches finished, so I'm trimming to 3.5, and I'll have 4 units that are all looking the same with the colors positioned the same. So let's take a look at the block, how we would finish it all together. I would start with my center, my 4 combination units, making sure I position them with the colors the right way. So I have my pinwheel. So this is just a typical 4-patch. I would sew these 2 together, press this way, these 2 together, and press the other direction, lay them together and sew, and then I would spin my center, spin the seams all in a circle so that I can open up that middle to make my middle nice and flat. Then I would add the flying geese to the center pinwheel unit, making sure that my seam here is landing right in the corner of my flying geese so I can have the illusion of this being a larger petal. And then I will sew my half square triangles to the other 2 geese, making sure everything is turned correctly. I press outwards in the middle, inwards on the top and bottom, and then sew it all together and give it a nice long press to finish. So there it is, block number 8. And of course, we're building our skills a little bit. So that's where you learned how to do that combination unit with any color combination that you prefer. You just cut them apart a little sooner and arrange them. So any questions, let me know. You can find the printout for these patterns on our website. You go to About and More and find the page that's called Bonus Charts and Templates. And it'll be right there, block number 8. I love it. I love seeing your blocks and how you're following along and mastering your skills, learning how to use the Master Your Stripology Rulers book alongside just doing any kind of block. So it's really good training for the brain. So, and we're of course making a little bit harder blocks, as you probably noticed if you've been doing this from the start, as we go along. So I'm going to keep challenging you. All right, so let's move on to our very exciting news. I am really thrilled to show you the first copy of the Stripology Quickies book. In the house, I have it in my hands, so I'll show you a little sneak peek here. It is really nice. It's nice and thick, so it's a thick book, but spiral bound, of course, or actually this is called wire O bound, so it's not spiral, so it's really sturdy. And then, of course, we have our table of contents. There's going to be 17 quilts in here, and we are going to be having fun sewing through the rest of it. Some general instructions, a little bit on the Stripology rulers. We have some QR codes for folks for reference, And then we go into the projects, of course. We have Kobe, of course, favorites. Dina, as you know. And we have the Mia. And so on. There's just so much fun to be had, don't you think? With all of these. Now, we are already, like, they're in the house. They are currently, as we speak, rolling in all the pallets. So what's next for me is signing all these beauties. I actually got a little head start today. So we will start shipping them officially on Thursday. So tomorrow is getting them all signed and getting all of them, well, as many as we can, packaged up and shipped out. We will, of course, start with the orders that we got in first. They will be shipped out first. So please show us a little patience. It does take a lot of time to get thousands of books out, especially when they're hand signed by me. So just give us a little bit of grace, but we will try our best to get all of these out as soon as possible.
Crowd's going wild. Crowd's going wild.
Yay!
So
any questions? Any questions? Now, of course, we have already planned our first quilt along, quickie quilt along. That one is going to be free. That is, of course, using the Mia pattern. Those of you that pre-ordered the book got this Mia pattern as a PDF early. So the quilt along is going to be on August 21st at 6 p.m. Central Time. Going to be live on YouTube. So, and then if you are not able to catch it live, if you pre-ordered the book from us or purchased the Mia PDF pattern, if you don't want to get the whole book, you can also purchase just the Mia PDF pattern. The video, the whole quilt along video will be in your account right after we play it live. So you can go back and watch it, and you have access to that to stream however, forever. So that's the really great part. Now, I've gotten some questions. Will those of you that are buying a book from somewhere else, will you be able to access the YouTube video for the Mia Quilt Along after the fact? Yes, you will. So we will not leave anybody out for this first one. But we are planning lots more. We are going to have fun sewing our way through the book in the next few months and next year. I mean, there's a lot in here. It's a lot in here. So get ready, everybody. We're going to have so much fun this upcoming year. But because you asked, I've got a lot of questions and requests for putting together kits for some of these quilts in the book. And so we went ahead and put together some kits for some of the quilts in the book where we had the exact same fabrics as I used for the quilts that are photographed in the book. And it's always fun to see exactly how your quilt would turn out. So what we did, we put together some kits. They are going to be different sizes, but you know as well as I do that most of these are based on half yards. So you can always go smaller or go bigger, add a few half yards, make a bigger quilt. So here are the kits that we have available. Now we have them as a pre-order right now because we're waiting for some backgrounds and accent fabrics. So we'll probably start shipping them in about 2 weeks. So don't expect these to be able to ship with your book. Just letting you know that. We will ship the books probably earlier, and then the kits will start going out in about 2 weeks. All right, so let's start with our first one, Lilo. We have the vintage bundle available. So this kit is for a twin size out of the vintage. So what you will have is the exact fabrics in the blocks, and then that background fabric. Beautiful light background fabric. It's really a cool quilt. Of course, we decorated it kind of in those traditional Americana setting, but of course it does not have to be that. There's nothing really about that in the fabrics, but it's just the colors. I love that robin's egg blue, navy, and red together. So then we have a little swan, Dina. So this Dina quilt, I love the just subtleness of the colors and just that pop of navy in the little swan fabrics. And this is going to be a twin size kit, and it's going to have that really nice soft blush pink accent color. So you will get everything you need for the top and probably sometimes a little more. And so there is enough fabric for boo-boos. And then you will have the binding, so all accent fabrics if there's a background or a border, and then also binding in the kits. So next up is our Diana Supersized in our farmhouse flannel. So this kit will make the lap size and it includes a binding as well. This one is a favorite around here. I think this quilt goes around and everybody's oohing and on because those flannels are just so yummy and soft. So that is available for lap. Then we have our Mia. Of course, I use the Abstract fabrics. And so the bundle will make a lap size. So we have that kit available in the Abstract. And then we also have a Mia with out of the Hey Boo bundle and using the panels. Now this one is so fun to make, adding those panels to the block. So you can make a little bit bigger than a lap. So you can always add a row on the bottom, a couple of rows on the bottom, or one on the side. Lots of variety and options there. Then we have two different Svana kits. We have the original, which is made out of the juniper, and we are putting together a full-size kit for that one. So I'm adding similar colors or similar basics that I added to my bundle so I can make it bigger. And so that'll be a kit for the full size, and that'll of course include the border. And then we have the Cozy Wonderland. So the holiday fabrics, reds and greens, and lots of really awesome low volume prints. And this is a twin. So this will make a twin size quilt. You'll get the border and binding, of course, as well. So then we have the Anna and Elsa, the sister quilts. Now, those of you that are new to this, this is the second time I've done this. So these go together. And the reason is so you have the colored fabrics and then you have a background. You cut some corners off and you swap and you end up with two different, very different looking quilts. But we're using every bit of the fabric, just trimming the blocks. And it's really fun to do two totally different looking quilts, but using the same fabric. So they really belong together, even though they're very much not alike, like sisters sometimes can be. And I think Anna and Elsa in the Frozen movie, that's really what it's about, right? Different people. You didn't see that movie?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh boy, I think we have to just go ahead and watch that then.
You sit and watch that one? Okay.
Yeah. This fabric that Anna and Elsa are made of, this is called Folklore, and we just got it in. So I'm going to be showing you this right now, and it's gorgeous. Very unique coloring that I chose for the bundle, so love it. Next up is Gigi, and of course Gigi is made from the Verdigris. The Verdigris bundle will make a lap size quilt, and we are adding, of course, a border. We are going to add some of those lights in there too, so that you get a very similar quilt to the way I made mine. This one is a favorite, of course. Love it. And then we have the Holly. Holly is made out of the Pine Valley fabric. So this is holiday, more wintry. So I would say it's not Christmas, not like Cozy Wonderland. This is more, I would say it can go more into winter. It will include the border, and the kit is for a queen size. So you get that background. So you get that beautiful light background with a border, and the kit is for queen size quilt. Then we have Ursula, made out of shimmer, just like mine is, and that will make a lap size. And I just love it. I don't know, I'm in love with this quilt. Can't wait to get back to working on my other version. But shimmer is a Zen Chic fabric, has just a tiny bit of gold metallic, so it's a little fancy. I like to be a little fancy sometimes. Then we have Frankie. Now Frankie is out of the Live Out Loud. So this fabric is not in yet, but it is shipping, we heard, in August. So we will ship this kit out as soon as we get the fabric, which could be end of August or maybe early September. But we figured this is such a popular quilt that people want to make it just like that. So we have put together a Frankie king size kit. Now, I should tell you, you can make 2 laps out of a king size kit if you wanted to do that, if you want to make smaller kits, quilts. And so that is really goes with a lot of these kits, the bigger sized kits. So just think about that. And then last but not least, we have a couple of Winnie kits. We have a Clover and Dot, and we are putting together queen size kits for this one as well. But again, a queen size kit is going to be able to make 2 for Winnie. Bless you. I only heard you. So queen size Winnie out of the Clover and Dot, and then we also have just a few Winnie out of the Feed Sacks. This is, of course, the cover quilt, the first one that sparked it all, and turns out really cute on the cover of that book. So check out all these kits. Like I said, they'll be shipping in about 2 weeks, and your book will be shipping starting Thursday. Yay! So excited. It's shipping to stores as well, so if your local quilt store ordered directly from us, we're shipping everything out at the same time. Also, if your shop ordered from distributors, that'll be starting to go out on Thursday as well. Very, very excited. So let's talk about the Mia Quilt Along. Who is ready for the first Quilt Along? We have it scheduled August. Going on here. So let's put up the Mia Quilt Along image, please. Okay, sorry about that. It's the worst to try and talk too much when you have a sore throat. But anyways, August 21st, 6 p.m. Central Time. We talked about this live on YouTube, so I hope you join us for this first Quilt Along out of the book. Now, I showed you while we were in Iceland, I showed you a bunch of different options for great bundles for Mia, and Mia is so versatile. You don't necessarily need lights and darks. You can have all the colors of the rainbow, or you could just have 2 colors. It will be great any which way. I'm going to show you some options and ideas as well in the Quilt Along, of course. So any questions on any of those things, let us know. I wanted to remind all that are doing our class packs that part 3 of the frequency is getting to you tomorrow morning. So that's our last part of this class pack volume 3. And then, of course, next week we will do a Zoom day where you can ask any questions and just chat. So, very exciting. I can't wait to see all these quilts.
Yay!
All right, what's up next? I think it's fabric. I can't wait to show you these 2 great fabrics that we got in. So, which one are we starting with, sir? Folklore. Folklore, yes. So we have Folklore. I chose to split this fabric line into 2 colorways. We have the blues, and then we have these beautiful burgundies and cinnamon colors. So there's kind of really 2 colorways. So I'm going to start here with the reds. I just love them. So this is by Moda Fabrics and is just gorgeous. I love the colors. I love the print, so just a little vintage vibe to some of these prints, but I think it always, when using such unique colors, it really pops it up. So I love this little sage green in here, taupey sage green. And then we have a little bit calmer print. Let me see. Got to show this big one. Calmer print with some cream leaves on it. Similar darkness of the red. And then we go more into that beautiful cinnamon color. And I love these flowers, the little vines with the leaves. Very unique, lots of movement in this one. Into a smaller print. Just these little flower buds with a little arch design. And I love this cuteness here. So we have little owls and fox and bunnies and birds, and getting a little lighter in that cinnamon color. So cute. And finishing off with a little bit of a geometric print. And again, a lighter hue. So you see this gradual going into the lighter hues. Perfect to switch into our blues. We're starting with the main print, same one. So the designer for this is Stephanie Slawinski. Her company name is Fancy That Design House. She's designed many of our favorites in the past, including Woodland and Wildflower. That was a part of our bundle club. Same leaf print here as we start off here with a navy. And then we have this really cool directional print, a little stripe, but I love the tickering in here. The colors, adding a little bit of the light blue, and of course tying in the cinnamon color with it. We have a little bit smaller floral, kind of an organized floral with bringing in that light blue. And then we have that light blue color in the base and bringing in that lighter pink and the cinnamon color. Same print as we had here, but a beautiful, beautiful tone of that blue, light blue color. I love it. And last but not least, we have another print that's a little bit more spaced out, another floral, a little more spaced out in that light blue, that main floral, and finishing off. So I really just chose these two colorways from this fabric line. There were lots more colors in this line, and I just wanted to really focus it because this was so unique, and I absolutely loved it in my Anna and Elsa quilt. So let me show you my fabric pull. Starting here on the blues, the Chalk and Charcoal Midnight has a little bit of just a little bit of a teal feel to it. Very nice fit with these. And a little bit lighter is the Seedlings and the Blueberry. Beautiful tone as well. For some of the lighter tones, Chalk and Charcoal in the Dusty Blue. And then Deco Stitch Blue Mineral. This is a new color from Deco Stitch, and I just love it. It's perfect in here. For the red colors, Chalk and Charcoal in the Crimson. Great fit here, is very nice and deep without going too burgundy. And then we have Spectre Static in the Brick, a little bit lighter, but goes really nicely with some of these tones, breaking it up. Dry Brush in the Hazelnut. I love this color. This is really rich and beautiful. It fits perfectly in tying things together. And then Spectra Static in the Squash. That's been one of my favorites, so I always love this tone of kind of that cinnamon color. Spectra Static. Now, as far as a focus print, if you wanted to do a quilt that needed just a focus, I would throw in maybe this thatched in the peach, pulling out some of those peach tones. And so that would be great. But I, of course, used a background fabric. Anna and Elsa. And so what I used was a spotted off-white. So it has that gray in here. So it has a little more movement, not too just white. And I love how that turned out. But if you wanted something a little more subtle, I would still go a little bit creamy. So this is Dash Flow in the Marzipan. And that's a great color because that goes with a lot of the leaves in here. There's not a lot of pure white, so that would be beautiful and soft. So this is Folklore by Moda Fabrics. And now we have a second line I want to show you. Another gorgeous coloring. And the line is just called Stephanie. This is from Clothworks, and really beautiful colors, beautiful blues. Pinks and some lights. So let me show you these. Starting off with the main print here. Great floral. I love this really rich, soft blue. It's interesting how it's dark and soft at the same time. And just this orange and pink in here is beautiful. Really creates a rich feel. A little bit smaller floral with some of the pink, little clusters. And then we have even smaller, but a more arranged clusters of flowers and directional. So I like the difference in feel. You can see the difference. They go together, but you can really see the difference. And then we have a really cute print. These koi fish. And I think that's really adorable. Breaking it up, bringing in some more of that rich orange and pink colors. So then we transition into this really beautiful orange floral with the light flowers. And then a little bit into bringing in more of the pink hue, but still tones really nicely with the orange. And here is the same smaller or the medium floral. Again, we're still toning down into a lighter print, and I love that. So we're not talking about all reading the same, all prints reading the same. And then we have that same vine print in a lighter. So kind of taking that orange and toning it all the way down. And bringing in just a little bit of that same medium floral. Now the tone of this background is just a slight yellowish pink. So it's not a pure white or anything, a little creamy. And then we have the vine again. Beautiful, little bit lighter, taupier background with the blue and then pink berries. We have an off-white, bringing in the gold, and I love the orange leaves on these flowers. And last but not least, we have that main print again that we pulled in the first in this beautiful off-white color. Really pretty. So very classic, but lots of transitions here from the darker to the lighter. So this would make a great pattern that has that variety. You can really play with the lights and darks and place them anywhere. So for example, it would be great for Mia. But let me show you my fabric pull. So since these colors are such unique blues, starting with a dry brush in the teal, and then also a grunge in the Bonnie blue. So blue colors that will blend into all of these. I brought a cracked shadow in the carnelian for that perfect orange tone. And of course, it's great to add it, but it also goes with all of the flowers everywhere. So it's just gorgeous. Perfect match. Some of the medium darker pinks, grunge and the pumpkin cookies. Love how this one fits perfectly in there. And also the deco stitch and the rosebud for a little bit more dustier pink works nicely here as well. Flights of Fancy in the peach for the lighter peach tones. As we go lighter and lighter into here. Deco stitch in the pink powder for even lighter pinks. Or a very similar one, the Flights of Fancy in the shell. I brought two kind of off-white to tone with those lightest tones. Another Flights of Fancy. I love this one. This is called Pearl. I've used this one quite a bit because I love that little taupe in there. Or I would go with a grunge Whisper. So this is a newer grunge. It's nice and creamy without being too yellow. And it has a little taupe in it, kind of what these guys have as well. So grunge Whisper would be a great choice for adding some lights in here. Now, if you wanted a color that is not in the bundle but needed some kind of pop, focus print, I pulled out the gold that you see throughout. And this is Chalk and Charcoal in the wheat. And that would be a great option for a perfect focus print. So this is Stephanie by Joanna Plunkett for Clothworks Fabrics. Fabrics, and even though they are florals, both they have a very different feel. So whatever kind of tickles your fancy. I love both of those. Okay, I've got one exciting thing to share with you that we have brand new. We put together a kit. I saw when I was looking at fabrics months ago, of course, I saw this fabric line that would be perfect for one of my wall hangings from my Fast and Furious holiday book. Now, my Fast and Furious holiday book has been sold out and out of print for many, many years. But some of you might have it. If not, no worries. I found this fabric, and yeah, so this is what it looks like. And there is a wall hanging quilt in there, pattern, called Winter Smiles. And we recreated that one. It is so cute. Of course, this is too small to show you all of it, but it is quilt as you go. And so everything is quilt as you go, and adding just a little bit of fusible applique for the fun snowman. But this is a perfect little door banner. I just loved this print, and I thought it'd be perfect for the border. And the perfect blue snowflake print, an awesome binding in that diagonal stripe. And then just look at the backing, which is super fun as well. I'll show you here on the overhead. So what comes in the kit? You will get everything you need to make this wall hanging. You get the backing fabric, all the fabrics for the top and binding. You will also get the batting to make it, and the fusible web to do the fusible parts. And then, of course, you will get the pattern because the book is not available. So all of it is included in the kit. So Winter Smiles kit. I just love, love, love it. I know it's a little hard to think about frosty winter, but this is a perfect project to whip up over a weekend and a great gift or a perfect wall hanging or door banner for your front door. Yeah, there you go. Sing it. Sing it.
Frosty Snowman.
Love that one. All right, so that is all the new stuff I've wanted to show you today. Now we have wonderful week of shows, though. This is a big week for us. We have One Yard Wednesday tomorrow morning, which will be Colleen, of course, with some great deals on 1 yards. 9:30. That is what's today? Oh, I'm a little bit jet lag. I apologize. August 7th, 9:30 a.m. And then we have our Happy Friday show on August 9th at 12 p.m. And then on Saturday, we have our So Great Saturday, our second show. They did their first show last month. And this is, of course, Colleen and the producers with their So Great Saturday. They got some really fun stuff up their sleeve. They're going to have some fun. I cannot wait to see it. So that's on Saturday. Spend their Saturday mornings with them at 10 a.m. 10 o'clock Saturday morning. These are all Central Times. And then, of course, I will be back on Tuesday, August 13th at 4 p.m. Central Time. Now, we shipped out our Color Club yesterday. So those of you that are subscribers of our Color Club, you should be getting your package real soon. I'll be revealing the color next week on that Tipsy Tuesday show, August 13th at 4 p.m. Central Time. So all that's left is a giveaway question. So we forgot to pick one. Yeah. So do you have a giveaway question? Oh, Svana's here. She has a giveaway question. What is the question, Svana?
If you were to go to Iceland, what would you like to see the most?
Oh, that's a good one. If you were to go to Iceland, what would you like to see the most? See or do the most? Or taste, or eat, or whatever. Experience. Tell us in the comments, and then you're automatically entered into our giveaway, and we will announce the winner next week on our show on August 13th. So, what would you like to do, see, taste, experience first if you were to go to Iceland? Yes, we had a blast, and there was a very happy puppy that greeted us when we got here today. So he is ready for us to go home and cuddle with Mommy on the couch, I think. And Mommy will be very happy to cuddle on the couch. Not a lot of cuddling. I think it's going to be lights out pretty fast. Oh, yes. All of the above. Awesome. Love it. Well, that's our show today. I appreciate you being here throughout my stuffy everything and our jet lag, being a little slow. But we are so happy to be back, and I can't wait to bring some exciting things your way this week. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.